Hey, good morning, YouTubers. Beautiful spring-like February morning here in Georgia, but it's not going to last. It's supposed to get a little cooler tomorrow. Well, today I wanted to go over my array of cooking sets that I have and what I plan on carrying to my AT section hike for this year, 2019. Um, in 2016, I had the Jetboil Mini Mow, and I got it because it was a wider base, the wider cup. I like it. I did, and I actually did cooking in it because I was cooking my sides, my pasta, my rice sides, um, to the directions of sort of packages, and ended up having to uh, cook out the water, cook it to 7 minutes, so on and so forth, simmer to get it to the right consistency. So since then I've learned that you don't have to do that. I do a lot of freezer bag and cooking, so it works out a little better. So anyway, from left to right here, I got the GSI Minimalist. I use it with my alcohol stove when I was trying to cut down a little bit, and this is what it comes with, and it worked out pretty good. All I was doing is boiling water and dehydrating meals and drinking coffee in the morning, and that's what I carried with me. I also had this GSI Soloist, and it comes with a little pot, little cup, and a spork also. And it's a little larger cup. You can pot. You can cook in it. It's coated non-stick, and it works well. So and then last year, trying to get a little lighter, I went with the Tote 750, and I went with the 750. I know they got a 550 and a 650, but I decided on the 750 in case I wanted to actually cook in the pot itself. It's a little larger. The 550, what I understand, people just use it to drink coffee or something out of, and heat the water to do freezer bag or dehydrated meals with. And the 650, it's questionable to my, but anyway, it works for me. So that's what I decided on, and that's what I'm going with now. Uh, this is what I used last year. This is what I took with me on my NOC to Fontana hike. It's the Tote 750 titanium pot. Here's the lighter. I have a GSI pot scraper. I use this with my Mini-Mow. I really like it, so you can really scrape everything out. I know it's very lightweight. And an extra an ounce or so, but it's what I like to use. I also went with the BRS stove, little tiny stoves. Seem like everybody likes these stoves, and we're using them pretty well. It works great. It's very light. Yes, BRS stove. It works great. Very light. I had no complaints with it. I have heard some people had trouble with it on the trail, and like Amanda last year, I think she had her stove quit working, and she had to get another one. She got another one and carried it all the way through. Since using the stove, the pot here, I did get the hot lips because this is titanium and it's very hard to drink out of, as you can imagine. And everything nests in here pretty well. This stove, a little small, but it works great for my titanium pot, and it's just right size. So that's what I like. You just boil some water, heat up my food, and also have some that I can drink in the morning for breakfast. Because of that, I also carry a Cedar Summit collapsible cup. This, I heard, I'm like other people, this is a love-hate relationship with this cup. You know, you carry it in another object. I may leave it this time, but what I do is in the morning, I'm a coffee drinker. I gotta have my coffee, so I heat up my oatmeal or, you know, grits or whatever, grits for the southern people, and then drink my coffee out of this. I don't like eating out of this because of the ridges, and it is hard to clean. And I'll show you how my setup plan was once I decided to go something different from the Jetboil, was to use my GSI Soloist. I've only used it a couple of times. I had another alcohol stove. I actually still have it. I'm sorry, alcohol stove, but a gas stove. Still have it. And I've only used this a couple of times, but I liked it. Based on Darwin on the Trail recommendation, I was going to use the Snow Peak Light Max. I like the wider stance if I'm going to use a larger pot, so this sits on there a little better. That's what I was planning that, but then I wanted to lighten up a little bit, and I decided to go with the Snow Peak, the Totes titanium pot. Okay, well, this is my alcohol stove days. My little Graham Weenie. Whoever was making those at the time was going out of business. I've watched a lot of videos on Graham Weenie and thought I wanted to go very lightweight if I could, and that's what I was going to go with. And this is what I used for a little while. So anyway, you just pour the alcohol. There's your storage bottle, an ounce of alcohol in there. Once it came to a full bloom, set your pot on, the lid, and then it takes about 7 minutes or so to boil. Get up to a boil, take the lid off, and here's your little thumb thing that you can pick it up and set it into the little cozy there so you can handle the pot. I used it on several little short 1 or 2 day overnight trips, and like I said, I only did dehydrated meals and drank coffee in the morning, and that was about it. And it worked out pretty good, and I like the little Graham Weenie. If anybody's going to do small alcohol and lightweight, I would recommend it. And pretty good little stove. I know there's other companies out there now that make these, and so if alcohol stoves is something you like. And I also made my own little Fancy Feast cat food stove. Just played around with it, but never actually took it out anytime. So that was my alcohol stove days, and I still have it. I don't know if I ever use it again. So we'll see. My little cook set is I have a Big Sky freezer bag, hydration bag, cooker. I made my own out of the Reflected. My daughter saw me with it one time and asked me what it was, and then on Christmas, this is what she gave me. And I used it last year, and it worked very well. It's just a little bigger, if you want to put a hydration meal in there. It's bigger than than what I've made, because the one I made was just to fit the freezer bag quarts on there. Two other things I have the Totes titanium spork, polished bowl spork. Really like that. I tried the Cedar Summit, and I'm like a lot of other people, I like the polished bowl there. Saw this, a lot of people is using this, the spoon and the fork together. This is how it nests, and you can just keep that in there, and then you have a regular spoon and a fork. It reaches down into the bags very well. Then I could also use it with my cup. I carried this last year. It worked great. I don't see anything wrong with it. It's about the same weight, and then it gives you both of them. And I'm still haven't decided which one of these I'm going to carry this year. Certainly not going to take both of them, but this worked good. And I like it, and it's lightweight. We'll see how. The only thing I'm worried about is it being blasted and breaking. So I try to take care of my gear, but you never know what happens out on the trail. All right, to wrap it up, so all that being said, that I'm carrying this year, Totes Titanium 750 pot. The drawback on that is, to me, the handles and stuff, so you're gonna have a bandana or something. Of course, I carry this cloth with me that I nest my fuel can in, but this works out great. It's lightweight. The stove worked great last year. I only used it 3 times. Had no complaints with it. I just hope it keeps going. I think I saw Syntax 77 use a stove years ago, reviewing it, and at that time you can buy them for about $7. But anyway, this is how I nest everything together. Put the canister down in there, set my stove in there, my hot lips, my scraper. All of this goes into the mag. Carry the sport. I'll just set it like that. This rolls up. That cup. There's my food set up, and all this goes into my Z-Pack bear bag, and off we go. Food storage, I broke down last year and bought the Z-Pack bear bag. I have to say though, I'm glad I did. I love the bag itself. It's very big. I forgot what liter size it is, capacity it is, but it carries a lot. You're carrying anywhere from 3 to 4 days of food. I keep my stove, anything has to do with food goes in there, but the bag comes with the little rock sack, this real slick line that goes much better than using paracord or something. Slide over the limbs, stoves in there. I saw some people leave the little bag at home and use something else. It has a little carabiner there. Little carabiner is pretty small, but you got to be careful with that. I wish I could remember people's names. I was watching one guy who has one of these. He was reviewing it. One thing, and it made sense because I heard people talk about how flimsy the loop was when they raised this up. So he tied 2 pieces of cord on there, and he connects his carabiner to these, and that way they're inside the loop there instead of hanging it on the little D-ring that was on here. So, and I heard people talking about the D-ring breaking off, but that's how the food bag, and like I said, everything with food goes inside the bag here. Stove, everything on that. So hope y'all enjoy. I hope I didn't ramble too much, and my next one will be my water filtration and storage.